you find yourself at the brink of everything you've ever known. A gentle rim marks the true edge, the universe folding softly, the galaxies thinning to a slow shimmer. Beyond this line, even light changes pace, stretching, wavering as it brushes a new frontier. Time gathers here, thick as dusk, lingering on each moment, refusing to hurry on. The dark ahead is deep and immeasurable, touched by a faint glow that barely stirs. Each star beyond this boundary flickers as if caught in a long, heavy breath. This is where the universe opens into something quieter, where every second feels swollen with silence. A tender, steady pulse fills the dark, passing through you, uninterrupted and easy. Galaxies lie scattered like fragile beads on an invisible thread, far, far away, their shapes almost unchanged, their movement nearly halted. No hurry presses against your body. Your arms rest weightless, surrendered to the openness around you. A cool sensation gathers at your fingertips, steady as calm water. Head, a soft haze marks the cosmic threshold, a veil woven from starlight and memory. Here, the usual rules fade away, too steady to keep up. Each heartbeat feels longer, as if the world has exhaled and chosen not to end the sigh. A muted violet band spirals across the distance, bending gently where familiar space thins. Past this band, time unwinds itself, letting go of the rush it once held tight. A low shimmer runs through your chest, matching the almost stillness in the great dark. Stars that once blinked now hold their warmth, as if the air itself is cradling them. Moments loosen, stretching into something wider, something so quiet it barely has a name. You sense no hurry left in the dark, only long measured ease. A distant galaxy spins once, its light crossing millions of years to reach you. That ancient glow arrives, slower now, unrushed, passing through your hands like cool silk. You settle, your breath uncoiling, finding its own pace. A easy hum hovers just beyond hearing, a signature of the universe's edge. Nothing breaks here, not light, not shadow, not the hushed that holds it all. Every color feels softer, thinned by distance and time's patient hand. A cluster of blue-white stars floats in the distance, each radiance moving like honey across the dark. Their pulse is faint but even, tiny lanterns flickering in slow rhythm. This is the boundary, the place where time surrenders its familiar grip. A faint swell of cosmic radiation brushes against your skin like a cool echo. Space here is wider than any dream, older than any map can remember. Each star carries its motion with care, as though nothing is permitted to hurry, not even light. Somewhere far behind, universes expand unnoticed, while you drift just outside their rushing tide. Every inhalation carries you further from clocks and calendars, deeper into a lull. The edge shimmers, holding galaxies within a mild arc, their shapes stretched into near stillness. You sense the world you knew slipping behind, its noise softened into gentle hushed. Head, everything unfolds slowly, patiently, never quite arriving, never quite receding. A narrow streak of pale gold crosses the threshold, bending softly as though unwilling to leave. You find a peace in this slowing, breath stretching, thoughts dissolving into long pauses. The border's glow thickens for a moment, casting the faintest outline of forgotten constellations. Each pattern lasts and lasts before fading into thin shadow. Light here takes the long way, curving outward where space itself bends. It can take billions of years for a single ray to cross this boundary. The airless dark feels tender, wrapping itself around your arms and chest. Tiny grains of cosmic dust drift past, pulled so slowly they seem to hover in place. A light current of invisible radiation flickers in your body, a sign you have entered new ground. Time slows, not by force, but by invitation, an easy relinquishing, a loosening of every string. Your spine unknots itself, muscles softening, tension melting into the quiet. Around you, faint pinpoints of color bloom and fade, holding steady, then stretching out. Each one carries its own story, light that has lingered on this edge for eons before finding you. No wind rises, no sound interrupts, only the growing hush broken by the thin pulse of your heart. You pass through the glowing edge. It is neither cold nor warm, just a subtle change, a steady unraveling. Behind you, the universe remains dense with movement, but here everything spreads out, diluted. The pulse of cosmic radiation grows, subtle, rhythmical, another sign of this boundary's silent power. The hum of the edge slows, turning background vibrations into soft, seamless still. No words follow you past this veil, only the steady recognition that time is surrendering. Even memories loosen and slow, each one drifting gently away, unhurried and faint-edged. A faint strand of starlight bends, curving in an unhurried arc that is easy to rest inside. Galaxies on the far side gather in new patterns, their arms held wide, unmoving. There is ease in this delay, the rare feeling of being held, not hurried. 4 stars ahead glows faintly blue, pulsing so slowly they appear almost still. The space between grows wider, slower, emptied of haste. A cool weight settles across your chest, unpressured, inviting you to pause within. Tiny waves of light ripple, stretching thin as though reluctant to move forward. This is the edge where everything changes. Low hum continues, threading its pulse between your ribs and the darkness beyond. The galaxies overhead feel closer, held in mild suspension, floating between past and future. At this threshold, even cosmic dust revolves around invisible points, never quite finishing the journey. Each atom here may wait hundreds of years before greeting another in passing. A single thought lingers, mild, formless, then drifts outward, joining the pull of time's hush. Galactic arms shimmer in steady retreat, brushed by the glow of red and gold. Light itself bends at the rim, stretching with patience, yielding easily to the slow pull of the unknown. The dark feels more like shelter here, protective and infinite, woven from unbroken stretches of ease. A tingle travels along your skin, fresh, weightless, lasting long after a normal moment would end. In this new rhythm, even silence is elongated, lasting so long it seems to deepen with every breath. Unmoving halos ring far-off stars, each one suspended like a lantern in thick fog. Soft patterns appear, vanish, and return. Delicate reminders that time is less important at the edge. The hum of the universe's boundary remains steady, as constant as your own breath. A cloud of dim galaxies spreads flat across the horizon, together but separate, distant, yet joined by invisible bonds. One faint spiral grows more distinct, its arms whispering through the dark, unhurried and unyielding. No sense of urgency follows you here, only the gentle rise and fall of endless intervals. Your palms relax, turning open to accept whatever comes next. No barrier, no weight. The cosmic threshold's light surrounds you, thin gold and blue, touching your shape without resistance. You hang suspended in unmoving space, a part of the milestone where time unknots. At the edge, every sensation feels broader, longer, the difference between seconds unfolding into eternity. You sense not return nor departure, just the ongoing present, stretched and sweet. Every detail exists in relief against the lengthening dark, the measured dimming stars, the deepening hush, the unbroken distance. A mild light bows around you. No shadow hurries across your path. You are granted all the stillness you could wish for. And the edge welcomes you, holding everything softly as time continues to slow. A pale ribbon of light glides across infinity, stretching in a languid arc. No start, no finish, a movement without rush. Starlight slips between distant particles, unfurling like measured liquid silk through the endless dark. Each pulse arrives unhurried, as though even photons have shed their urgency. Time feels pliant beneath you, mild and long, as if shaped by easy hands. The nebula swirls, its colors curling slowly, spiraling outward with no destination. Waves of lavender and silver unwind through the black, each fold spreading wider than before. Particles cluster in motionless rings, circling the emptiness with silent rhythm. A pinprick of glow elongates into a tender trail, never settling, never lost. The dark itself stretches, making room for every drifting mote. You sense the echo of a distant star, its memory drifting on the unbroken wind of time. Nothing stirs quickly here. Moments dilate, unfurling one after the other, so patient you lose the urge to count. A single twirl of dust completes its orbit not in minutes, but lifetimes. No 2 seconds resemble each other, each unfolding like petals, distinct and unhurried. The hush thickens until even the faintest light seems to linger, unwilling to fade. Out beyond the nearest swirl, a wisp of cobalt traces a path so gradual. You feel its progress rather than see it. Beneath you, the nebula's mass forms steady rivers, creeks of mist, all moving with profound leisure. The sensation of time's drag settles into your limbs. An easy weight, gentle and even. Breath draws itself out, slow and lazy, lingering between each faint inhalation. A wave of peace smooths through you, as though your body pulses in time with the swirling dust. The sense of before and after loosens, dissolving into a long and seamless now. Traces of heat and hush mingle, neither claiming your attention, both present always. A single looping band of light circles, moving at a pace you feel in your chest. Somewhere close, a cluster of stars slouches across the nebula's edge, so immobile they appear frozen. Each one leaves behind a faint line of shine, a thin thread in this tapestry of unhurried arcs. This far from familiar worlds, days and nights blur. The old measurements no longer apply. Not even your heartbeat breaks the quiet, blending softly into the grand tempo. In the unhurried machinery of this cosmic clockwork, even silence takes its time to settle. Long shadows hang undisturbed beside you. The sharpness between dark and light grown tender. A faint swirl of green fans outward along the nebula, a movement that seems to take days or possibly years. Far in the depths, particles of cosmic dust huddle, circling each other in patterns that never hurry. Here, a century might pass in the time it takes for a single glimmer to fade. The starlight stretches, thinned by distance, never truly leaving, only relaxing its hold. Every sensation becomes elastic, drawn long and fine through the open emptiness. A drift of golden haze moves overhead, shimmering with patience. No sound breaks the silence, only the hush of light as it bends through the gradual embrace. Around you, the nebula thickens and relents, shaping new currents at a pace impossible to follow. A passing glow brushes your fingertips, smooth and drawn out, as if even touch avoids urgency. Above, a slow tide of color turns, violet blending with shadow, then with blue so mild it seems made of memory. The universe here does not tick or measure, it breathes, wide and without boundary. A moment settles so completely, you feel it cradle you from within. Out at the rim, a single line of elongated starlight slants toward the empty beyond. Its motion is barely more than a thought, easy, endless, unconcerned with arrival. Another cloud trails silver across your horizon, as though it has always been moving, always will be. You sense the patterns of time here are different, so loose they cannot be grasped or held. Whole minutes carry the hushed weight of hours, drawn through your body like a warm tide. No tension lingers at the edges of your awareness. Every particle in the nebula is governed by the same unhurried rule. An unhurried shimmer passes by, folding through the dust in a path both wandering and serene. Every color here is allowed a long, dim debut, emerging quietly, never rushing to disappear. The background deepens, a curtain of endless dark pulled steady around the drifting forms. The mechanics of cosmic dust repeat themselves in elegant, slackened cadence. A single twinkling mote orbits far below, so slowly it is almost imperceptible. Time's fabric feels stretched between all things, but nothing threatens to snap. No marker presses in, no deadline, no hurry, only this yielding suspension. The hush grows richer, like velvet settling on skin, inviting only ease. In this place, the flow of seconds becomes so wide, you nearly forget what swiftness feels like. The nebula's slow turn carries you deeper, each swirl an invitation to relax further. Light folds in upon itself, creating waves that seem to span whole epochs. Your body melds with the rhythm, pulse sinking to the nebular sweep. For a moment, the universe feels like a gentle exhale, everything softening at once. A rare, still thought floats through. Nothing is lost in slowness. Everything is simply more complete. The dust ring above you tumbles with careful grace, circling what might be forever. Within this widened flow, memories slip away, replaced by a simple fullness. A second passes, rich with quiet. A faint line of white quietly draws itself across the nebula, uninterrupted for countless miles. Far beyond, shadows orbit one another, locked in a stately, patient dance. You rest inside this clockwork, part of the pattern, part of the pause. Layers of color gather and recede along the edge, making new shapes at a pace beyond worry. Beneath it all, gravity's whisper pulls, but so gently that you hardly sense it. Even darkness has slowed, thick and smooth, refusing to hurry into emptiness. The stars here hold still, patient with their own brilliance, quietly elongating into faint ribbons. Every movement, yours, the nebula's, the light, draws out, savoring every moment. Somewhere close, a single grain of dust turns over, its revolution taking centuries. The silence in this place grows fuller, more forgiving, wrapping itself around your senses. Here, each particle of light is allowed to linger, resting always, leaving only when ready. You are carried gently, enfolded by the universe's measured letting go. The horizon no longer means distance. Every border has melted into softness. Time's hush deepens until it feels almost physical, thick as a steady moving tide. The blue crescent of dust arches above, a slow rhythm rising and falling. You notice the absence of pressure, the complete uncoiling of hurry from every muscle. Light and shadow blend at the edges of your vision, each taking its time to form. Further inward, a lazy swirl of amber collapses into a softened spiral, too gradual to end. Gravity, so often a tug, becomes here only a suggestion, easy, idle, never pressing. The nebula's gradual breath continues, unwavering, a long comfort spreading through space. A ripple of starshine lingers on your shoulder, sweet and without expectation. Tension slips, disguised as just another long, wandering moment. Each second welcomes you with open arms, stretching out to fit you inside. Time here is not a river, but an easy sea, holding you adrift. A band of distant color sways, unnoticed by urgency, making circles that ask nothing from you. You rest within this embrace, pulse and breath joined with the nebula's leisurely turn. Far off, a thread of luminosity unwinds, so soft it barely alters the dark. Everything is permitted to take as long as needed. No voice beckons you forward, no clock asks. You grow lighter with each stretched moment, as if the slow air itself is lifting you. Light softly diffuses, pooled in wide arcs, the universe content to wait. A last pale shimmer of starlight passes through the nebular fold, a still promise that nothing here will ever be hurried. Sinking further, you find that the edges of thought spread out with the measured current. No borders, only openness, only time's light unfolding. The journey continues as the nebula's measured dance draws you deeper into calm. You linger within the blue hush, held softly between stars. Time stretches thin as silk, gentle and unhurried around you. Muscles loosen further, no weight resting anywhere on your suspended form. The airless world accepts your presence, neither pulling nor pressing, only supporting without end. Brightness leans into shadow, lines between shapes dissolving. Every thought thins, slipping outward, washed clean by this slow horizon. Heartbeat drifts to a lazy rhythm, one beat, then a long interval, then another. Stillness gathers within your chest, a sensation more open than empty. Nothing calls you forward. Every direction feels equally still. Above, a nebula's glow hovers, frozen, pulsing so slowly it almost doesn't change. Colors gather in light swells, peach, violet, pale green, each shade shifting only in memory. A single mote of cosmic dust floats nearby, motion barely perceptible. It hovers, not rising, not falling, surrendering to the wide calm. Behind it, a line of tiny white stars stands steady, their light without tremor. You feel embraced, as though floating within the palm of something vast. With each muted pulse from the nebula, a kind of mild presence gathers in your core. The edge between you and silence blurs until thought itself thins to an easy whisper. You settle into the rhythm of a universe that no longer measures passing moments. Here, the concept of later, of before, drifts away unnoticed. No history presses, no future calls, only this spreading ease. Light curls along the horizon, folding into gradients without haste. Somewhere far from here, galaxies whirl at frantic speeds. But on this side of the reach, every motion becomes a lull, slowed nearly to pause. This is the quiet the busy stars forgot. A microcosm where even the vastest cycles, birth and death, mass and energy, rest without hurry. Your limbs rest light, neither tense nor heavy, neither eager nor reluctant. Unhurried warmth begins to rise within, thin as a long-held memory. The dark feels friendly, never cold, as if lined with invisible gentleness. A star on the horizon gleams with ancient light, older than any memory. It has shed photons for billions of years, yet here its shine feels as recent as breath. A faint hum arrives, not as a sound, but as a vibration in your chest. It matches your steady heartbeat, the two blending in a lazy wave. Time has loosened its grip, every beat lasting longer than the last. Across the silent gulf, the nebula's edges soften, almost dissolving into infinite dark. No soft lines remain, only billows, mixing space and color like thick cream. The sensation of up and down slips away. You rest as a single point in a gentle sea. Polished silence, deep and patient, fills every gap. Thoughts break apart and reform, stretched by the slow tide. Every question recedes, every plan fades, only peace lingers. There is no need to know what happens beyond this instant. You have crossed outside the realm of clocks and calendars. Now every inhale feels unmeasured, an endless beginning. Exhale takes as long as time will allow, a perfect ease. A faint glint passes along your shoulder, gone before it is fully registered. Even the play of shadows across your body feels unhurried, as though light itself forgets to move. Echoes from the universe's earlier days reach you now, unspooling at a pace you can barely sense. Each pulse from that ancient star arrives with time's own permission, neither late nor soon. The sense of movement fades, replaced by the comfort of belonging to stillness. A single thought persists, the wonder that you belong to this wide hushed. Slowly, your awareness merges with the space around you. No border, just one easy field shared between self and the cosmos. Galaxies turn far away, but their pattern is painted motionless here. Every spiral, every bright arc caught in the long hush. Space grows wider, but your sense of self is safe within its reach. This is the pause between every cosmic breath. Beyond, new clusters wait, their light arriving in ages, but none disturbing this peace. You rest within a lull, supported by all sides. Breath comes so slowly, it feels like gravity has loosened its hold. Your pulse quiets, flowing in tune with the silence. This is the moment where time's river loses all urgency, widening until its current feels almost still. Nothing is urgent. Nothing presses forward. Instead, every pulse finds its place. Every shift of color waits for you. Twilight reigns here, not as an ending, but as a boundless middle. A breath enters, steady, effortless, filling your ribs with vague warmth. Another leaves, long and undisturbed, dissolving gently into nothing. No age gathers here, only experience stretched thin like gold leaf on infinite expanse. You feel the knowledge that even stars must pause before their next flare. For now, nothing asks anything of you. You belong to this held moment, anchored not by time, but by peace. A single pale mote of dust floats past, glowing steadily, never choosing a course. It feels as though the universe itself has surrendered to rest. This is the space beyond story, beyond counting. All that remains is stillness, the deep, wide hush at the edge of everything. And somewhere far away, even time feels sleepier, slowing to a fond, endless sigh. Here at the edge, your shape grows mild. Boundaries soften. Skin and shadow dissolve. The hush presses in, velvet and cool. There is no hurry, no lines to hold you separate. Space opens wider, stretching further than breath. A still lingers near your fingertips, asking nothing. Every outline loses meaning. The sylvan silence braid together, neither quite ending nor beginning. The difference between body and night grows faint. You sense the universe at your edge. Easy, undemanding. Where your form ends, stillness begins. And everywhere, everything rests. Only the measured pulse of presence. No edge, no center, just gentle blending, you moving into endlessness. Far off, a faint glimmer hovers on the rim of space. It fades, then vanishes into open dark. Each breath feels longer here, unmeasured. Air moves in, then out, paced by something older than memory. Ribs widen. Chest empties. Release comes without trying. The deep horizon softens, smudged with lingering twilight. Stardust rolls in cool bands across the plain ahead. A delicate shimmer trails through the silence, easy as a last note. Softness filters through tissue and bone, undoing every grip. What holds you lessens, what frees you grows. No burden remains. A hum fills the background, faint, unhurried, untouched by urgency. You settle into the rhythm, slow, even, and wide. Breath and cosmos align for a moment, the heartbeat of distance and dark. A tiny cluster of stars gleams at the edge, then scatters into mist. Then they flicker once, then all is dark again. The glow of a distant quasar reaches tenderly, its light nearly gone. Time feels woolen, threads drawn out into sleepy distance. Your limbs rest, drifting into ease you have not known before. A weightlessness spreads, lighter than any thought. No direction matters, no yesterday remains. The night stretches forever, unbroken, light as memory's silence. You feel the last warmth of starlight crossing your cheek, the faintest touch. Breeze folds over you, gradual as the coming dark. Nothing pulls. The universe asks only for surrender. Every muscle unwinds, lengthening into the hush. One breath, then another, the world slowing further. Heartbeats echo, each pause lengthening into peace. You feel held by nothing and everything, a mild paradox. There is no rush. Time's pace drapes itself loosely, barely moving, content to wait. A faint band of silver stretches along the cosmic horizon, then softens into blue ash. Every thought thins, surrendering its hold on your brow. Awareness sinks lower, settling where quiet reigns. A faint current of stardust brushes your side, leaving no trace. Even memory loosens its weave, threads pulling apart, shapes drifting off. The universe feels kind at this gradual border, all pressure set aside. You sense the last edges of being begin to slip, easy and sure. A single tiny star pulses once, then lets its radiance dim. The glow pulls back into the distance, gentle as breath. Far off, time seems to forget its numbers, letting the moments draw out wide and thin. There is only rest here. No before, no after, just an endless, slow twilight. The body remembers nothing but its own loosening. Everything grows easier. Stillness welcomes you, silent and complete. You sense the edge as something you no longer need to reach. Release settles deeper. The last echoes fade, leaving only the muted dark. Each new breath grows easier, closer to nothing. There is nothing left to grasp. No sound remains but the silence shaped like home, A final shimmer crosses the far horizon before merging into the hush. You rest, untroubled, at the soft margin of time. The universe and your body no longer apart. Only the easy hush holds you now. Stillness eases deeper. The hush gathers around you. Nothing tugs at your arms. Every limb releases its weight. Tension thins into the dark. You hang utterly motionless. No direction, no need to arrive. The last fragments of starlight soften, then melt. Your thoughts taper to easy vapor. Space stretches wider, taking every last motion away. Kindness settles where time once pressed. In this steady cradle, every moment fades. The edges of your body blur. Light thins to a faint memory. Breath flows into the hushed. There is no before. Only this gentle pause. Time pools, thick and unhurried beneath you. You coast without aim or hurry. No boundaries left to measure. Even silence deepens, folding itself around you. You linger at the threshold of nothing. Each heartbeat echoes more gently, quieter each time. Distance unravels. Minutes evaporate. The dark wraps closer, warm and complete. Surrender arrives without question. You rest among dissolving stars. Their glow blurs, barely a dream. Inside your chest, the last ripple softens. Every ripple now part of the quiet. Separate from nothing, joined to all. Your body floats, light as memory. Thoughts dim, flickering away softly. Only a slow warmth remains. It glows far inside. The world you left fades until it's only a mild recollection. Everything stretches, endless. No clocks, no ticking, only easy dark. The hush thickens like velvet around your head and chest. The airless night draws closer. You have no mark to keep. You have nowhere to reach but here. Silence rests beneath your ribs. The pulse you once noticed slips away into ease. Breath deepens. And then narrows. Each inhale shorter, softer. Each exhale drawn out, unhurried. Nobody calls you back. No alarms, no sense of falling. You float without hope or longing. Just surrender and silent. A last faint shimmer dissolves across closed eyes. The universe slows. Then stops. Weight leaves, memory leaves, all stories dissolve to gray velvet. Your limbs soften, distant and formless. Eyes relaxed, no need to see. Mouth unclenched, jaw at peace. Your whole self embraced by gently slowing dark. All space is pause. All time is rest. Now, only floating. Everything silent. The silence surrounds you completely now. everything is still. Everything is quiet. Nothing calls you anymore. Nothing remains to follow. Only the quiet rhythm of your breath. Slow and steady and gently